Hi, good morning. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine, and I'm here with a live, scary, cute Halloween card class this morning. So today I am going to teach you how to make 3 cards. I am using the Scary Cute bundle, and this is from the July to December mini catalog on page 56. So here's a look at the stamp set Scary Cute. This is a cling red rubber stamp, 13 stamps, and then you get some dies that coordinate, which are called the Scary Silhouettes dies. So here are the dies. I'm actually going to use most of them except for the bats and the little moon. So these are super fun, and I actually have a couple tips because when you see them, some of them are not necessarily what you thought that they would be until you get to play with them a little bit. So let me show you the cards really quick. Hey Jackie, thanks for tuning in this morning. So here's card number 1. So I'm using the In Colors, the 2022-2024, the newer ones. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but that is glimmer paper and cardstock. So they each have glimmer paper and cardstock, and then I'm using the black and white designer series paper. So I'm going to jump right in, point the camera down at my station, and hop to it. Actually, before I do that, just so you know, it's the mini catalog, this one, July to December. And let me show you the page. I think this is the first year that Stampin' Up! Did things differently. So this is where you'll find the suite on page, the bundle on page 56. So they did not do a suite for Halloween this year, which is different than what they've done in the past. So they kind of did it all a la carte, so you could mix and match and buy what you wanted. So that's actually kind of fun. So let me point the camera down and we will jump right in. I hope you're having a great week. Let me see if I can find myself, if I've popped up yet. I don't think I've popped up yet, so let me just talk for another minute. So I'm using 3 of the 2022-2024 In Colors, Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, and Orchid Oasis. And if you want to get the tutorial, you'll have to make a purchase, and I will put the link below. You will have until this Thursday, August 25th, 2022 at midnight to purchase. And then the kits will go out on Tuesday, August 30th. Okay, here I am right here. Okay, so just so I can follow along with myself, I found myself in my feed here. So hey Elaine, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. So we're going to start with card 1, which is the Sweet Sorbet. So let me get my packet. Oh, and I should mention that what you're going to get from me for a $35 order is a 3-card packet. So you will get 3 envelopes like this with all the supplies inside, the cardstock and all the pieces. You will have to supply ink and stamps to finish the cards completely. So for $35, you'll get the card kit. And if you bump it up to a $50 order, I'm going to include the card kit, the Iridescent Rhinestones Basic Jewels, which I'm using today, and you'll get to pick a $50 Sale-A-Bration item of your choice. So I'll recap at the end. Both a $35 or a $50 order will get the PDF tutorial with all the measurements and the directions. Okay, so let's jump into card 1, Sweet Sorbet. And I just love this because the stamp set says love at first bite. So I don't know. And the little stamp, oh, it's just so adorable. So these are scary, but they are cute as well. So hence the Scary Cute bundle, right? So I'm only using 2 ink colors for all my cards. I'm using Memento black ink. So we'll just ink up the sentiment. And I just love how these came out. Now, I'm going to flip over. I just inked this stamp pad yesterday, so I'm going to go real gentle. Well, I'll just stick with the first one. It's a little bit too heavy-handed because I just re-inked, but that's okay. And my other stamp for this card is going to be a layering circle. I cut out layering circles dies in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I did all the die cutting just to save time on the video. And I'm going to do the little, kind of like Dracula, Kid Dracula in Sweet Sorbet. So that's like super cute. Let me close this up. And this one, all I have to do is layer up my pieces. So this, all the cards I did black and white with a pop of color. So you'll see that repeated throughout this class. So I'm just gonna do some of the polka dot designer paper. So this designer paper, one side is basic gray and one side is basic white. So it's fun. The last card, I did a little bit of each. And these just layer up the pieces. And I'm going to use Sale Plus on my white. I like Sale Plus for my white and my vanilla. And there's going to be a gap. And that's totally fine if there's a little gap. You're going to cover it up with a piece of the glimmer paper, so don't worry about that. And then this is fun. I actually used 3 different sets of dies for this class just because I saw the polka dot and it reminded me of this piece from the Painted Labels dies. So let me bring this here so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm using the Painted Labels dies, the Layering Circles dies, and then the Scary Silhouettes. But you could do a circle if you don't have this piece. And what's super fun is I put this behind, but on this side I had it come through, okay, for just a little bit of design. And then I kind of just want to get kind of where I want it. I'm going to, at this point, go to my card base. And you'll see why. The glimmer paper goes across the whole entire card. So, let's just get this on here correctly. So, we're starting off nice and easy. And I'm just going to kind of get my Dracula where I want him. And then I can kind of sort of play with my glimmer paper. So maybe just like so. So I'm going to flip over and adhere. Oops, I moved it, but that's okay. I'm going to adhere this down first. And then I can play with the, well, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'll just be very gentle. Since I'm using the liquid glue, I actually have time to wiggle it around a little bit, exactly where I want it. And kind of just press everything down to let it adhere. And then I'm using the Iridescent Rhinestones on all 3 cards. So if you do a $50 order, you will get a full pack of the Iridescent Rhinestones. So I just took one of the smaller ones. These have 3 sizes. So I just took a smaller one and put it in the middle of like his cape. So what's fun about these is they kind of take on the color of the cardstock that you're using. So super fun. So that's card number 1, nice and simple. So let's move on to card number 2. We're getting a little bit more difficult as we go. And this one I also want to bring over the Stamparatus to give you a tip on when you receive a packet from me. When you receive a packet from me, it's going to look like this with all the pieces inside. So if you don't have the dies that I used, this one, I have a little label that we're going to stamp on. So what I'm going to do is give you a template. Because for stamps, well, for stamps that are especially the red rubber, I prefer to take a piece like this and stamp and then die cut it out with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine after. But you might not have the the dies. So we're gonna bring over the Stamparatus and give you a little template tip with this. So this one is Halloween Happiness. So let me get my first, I have to kind of reposition everything here. So let me get my stamp, and we're just gonna get our stamp on here. So once I have my stamp on here, I gotta get it into my plate. So sorry, I'm moving everything around a little bit, but once I get oriented, this will be good. So, and sorry, I think it's upside down for you guys. So let me flip it this way. This is like the greatest thing about, I can just reposition. Okay. And I am just gonna take some Memento ink up my Halloween Happiness. Stamp that down on my scrap paper. And sorry, I am moving around a little bit too much, but hopefully you're not getting dizzy. And then here I'm going to put my template right where I want this to be on my banner. Then I can put the banner right inside here. Re-ink a second time just to make sure I'm nice and got some ink on there. And I'm just going to go down, and it will be perfectly placed on my banner. Whoop! And it's a little juicy, but that's okay. So see, perfect on my banner using my Stamparatus. So that is my tip. And it's a great time to get a Stamparatus if you don't have one, since it's Sale-A-Bration. You can pick that up and get a free item with a $50 order. So let's get all my other pieces layered up on this card, because there's a bunch of pieces, but they go together pretty quickly. So I am just going to take, this is Parakeet Party in Basic Black. Whoops, let me get in the frame a little bit better. And then I just have some basic white I'm going to throw on here. I picked the chevron pattern for this card. I was going to use a different pattern, and I decided on the chevron. So for the chevron, you can kind of pick which way you want it. There's really no right or wrong way, whichever floats your boat. And you could even use the black, the side that's more black versus more white. Everything's going to coordinate because I'm only using the black, the white, and the parakeet. And this is the one of the die cuts in the kit, or in the Scary Silhouettes dies. It actually makes a frame. So the first time I cut it out, when I got it and brought it away with me for the week when I went to Maine stamping, and I cut it out, and you get this piece. And then I need to show you the other piece that you get, because it's pretty cool actually. Once I figured it out yesterday, I was looking at the catalog and trying to figure out where one of the pieces came from. And this is the piece that you get when you die cut it out. So it's the inside of this piece. But I'm not using it today, but what you can do is you can chop it down and you get like a little banner tag topper if you give this a chop like right. But I don't know, somebody probably will do something clever with this piece here, like a face with like a beard or something. I don't know. I'm sure very creative people online will come up with something clever. But I just thought it was really neat that you could chop it off and make a little banner top or tag topper. So there's a tip for you. And then what I'm going to do is I have a piece of the Parakeet Party glimmer paper that I want to put behind here. So I am going to very carefully put some liquid glue on the edges here. And I also forgot I want to do my, I have some ribbon I want to put across here as well. I want to put a piece of ribbon across. So I'm gonna try to get that on here too. I did some fun tips with this ribbon that it looks kind of like a spider web. So that's the look I was going for. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm hoping that this is gonna hold this in place. Okay, and then I want to cover. Okay, I'm kind of getting where I want to go here. Whoops. Just go gentle, and I kind of want to make sure my glimmer is attached to my cardstock, so you might want to give it a minute to set up. And then you kind of have a choice here. You can either I'm just going to chop these like extra little pieces off. That's what I did for my first card when I made this one. You could cut the ribbon, I guess, a little bit longer and not have to worry about doing this part and adhere it to the back, but it's in there with the liquid glue. Okay, so this, I'm going to put a little cat at the bottom, which was the little die cut. I really liked using the die cuts in this bundle. So I got my little cat on there, and I picked the iridescent rhinestones to use because of course I wanted to do the little cat eyes with my little iridescent rhinestones. Okay, and then we're just gonna throw some liquid glue on here to adhere this down. I went to the right side, whoops, but whatever floats your boat here, you could go onto the left side if you wanted to as well. And then I just want to add on my sentiment. So this is card number 2. So I'm just going to put this overlapping a little bit here. And you'll see with the glimmer paper, there are variations in color. So some are lighter and some are darker. So, oh, hey Melissa, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm just going to take 2 of the small iridescent rhinestones and put them on the cat eyes. So I don't know, we have I send Halloween cards to people who are cat people, so this one will, oops. And you might need to let these guys set up a little bit on the glimmer paper. You can use glue dots as well. Glue dots work really good with the glimmer paper. So another rhinestone on the eyes. So that's probably like my favorite part of this card. So that is card number 2. So let's move on to the last one, card number 3. Super fun. This one I made as a swap, so I hope I don't ruin the surprise for anybody. We just had a Stampers with Heart team meeting swaps. We do optional swaps once a month, and we just mailed ours out, so I've been getting them in the mail, so it's really fun, happy mail. And I made this card for them in Parakeet Party, and I'm remaking it for you in Orchid Oasis. So I'm gonna do the same. You know what? I'm not gonna do. I'm just gonna, so I don't have to get the Stamparatus and move it all around. I'm just going to stamp this and hope it comes out pretty good. So let me get my sample. This one is Say Boo and Scary On. But you don't have to have these stamps. So if you have any Halloween stamps in your stash, that would work for these cards. I'm going to flip over. I either go too light or too heavy today, so hey, that's perfect. So see, second time's a charm. And this is just gonna adhere up all my pieces. So let's start with my base, which is Orchid Oasis, and then I did another Orchid Oasis piece. And again, if you place an order, you will get all the measurements. So, and I should say, if you're a demonstrator and you're watching and you want to buy the tutorial, I'm also doing that as well. So I have had some people watch some of these online classes and want the tutorial. So I will also sell that, so send me a message. So this is the cute black and white designs. I'm using the star patterns. So I think when I adhered some of these, I may have screwed up because I was going really fast, but make sure your pattern, if you have a pattern, make sure it's going the way you want it. And then I'm using the black and white and the gray side for this one. But it's still predominantly black and white, so, oops, I just got some little glue there. So I'll have to clean that up later. Okay, or maybe I could cover it up with my other pieces, but yeah, I might be able to cover it up. So this design was actually a sketch challenge that we did this month for our optional swap. So if you join my team, that's one of the fun perks of being on my team, is you get an optional swap once a month. And I just got some of the fun Orchid Oasis glimmer paper here. I'll see if I can bring it up a little so you can, I think there you can really see how it really sparkles. It's so pretty. And then I did the house. So something fun with this little haunted house I came up with, and I did it terribly for my swaps, so I'm going to teach you how to do it a little bit better, is that I took a piece of the metallic mesh ribbon and I just stretched it a little bit. I don't want to totally pull it apart and rip it, so I just gave it a little bit of a stretch. And you might need to use like your take your pick tool to help you do this, but what you can do is you can go up through the windows. So I went up through one window, and you could actually do like 3 of them, but I think I just stuck with 2 when I made this one, and I really liked how it finally came out, but I want it to look like spider webs. So I just stretched it a little bit, and I kind of put it through the windows and like around by the fence. So I want to look just like there's spider webs around the house, like a little spooky haunted house. So that was like my favorite thing of why this one became my favorite. And I'll show you the parakeet. I have it up on the wall behind me. So a little bit of liquid glue or glue dots, because you're going to need it to set up for a minute on the glimmer paper. So I just love this tip with the ribbon. Okay. And then I'm just ready to put my greeting on and add my iridescent rhinestones. So super cute. These are so simple and easy. And let me add 2, you could do medium. I'll do the medium size if I can get them off of here. Okay. So I'm going to do 1 on each side of the banner. Just like so. Okay, so that's card number 3. Actually, got through these pretty quick. Oh, what is the ribbon I used? Let me scroll down a little bit. Cute idea with the ribbon. What is the ribbon I used? I'm using the metallic mesh ribbon. So it's like this. It's on a roll. And it's really quite interesting. So I actually used it kind of in small kind of batches to kind of look like spider webs. Yeah. So super cute, super fun. I haven't seen that idea, but I'm sure it's not my original idea in any far stretch. So let me show you, I want to show you a couple of the other Halloween cards with this bundle that are over my shoulder. You may have seen them when you first joined. So let me show you those really quick before I sign off. And I will recap all my announcements about how to get the card packet. So here's the card in Orchid Oasis, and here's the card that was my swap card in Parakeet Party with the Parakeet Party glimmer paper. I did use different embellishments too. This one uses the festive pearls and the silver. Those are on back order right now, so I decided to go with the iridescent rhinestones for today because they pull in the color that you're using, and they still have that sparkle to kind of go with the glimmer paper. So super cute in a different color. I have this card, which does use the bundle, and this is the stitched rectangles. I brought in some of the washi tape that we have in some of the Halloween type colors, and some of the bats, and still the black and white designs, designer series paper. And this was a fun one. I did this one for Casing Tuesday a couple weeks ago. So every Tuesday I have a card on my blog for Casing Tuesday, and we case, which is copy and share everything. So you can copy a card exactly, or just look at the sketch and kind of get an idea of what you want to change, like the stamps and the ink and the paper, and then come up with a card based on a sketch. So this one was one I did a couple weeks ago with this bundle with the basic gray and the parakeet party. So super fun. So to recap, I will post all the information below with the link to order with the host code. If you spend $35 by this Thursday, August 21st, I'm going to send you the 3-card kit, and it's going to go out on Tuesday, August 30th. If you spend $50 by Thursday, August 25th, you are going to get the card kit, the Iridescent Rhinestones, and you'll be able to choose a Sale-A-Bration item of your choice. And again, the card kits will mail on Tuesday, August 30th. Both levels will get the PDF tutorial with all the measurements and pictures. So I think that pretty much covers it. I'm going to put my camera back up at my face just to sign off. You love the spider webs. Yeah, I think the spider webs were my favorite things too. So the little things that you figure out. And again, I'm sure I'm not the first one to figure that out. So yeah. Oh, hey Sue. Thanks for tuning in this morning. So have a great week. I should say Sale-A-Bration is wrapping up, so it's only about a week and a half left to get your orders placed. If you need help placing an order, let me know. And I do also want to thank you for those of you that placed BOGO orders in the past week with me. So I've been in communication with everybody, so you'll know when your packages are going out. Or if you were local, and I will contact you about picking your stuff up as well. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week, everybody.